Gather round, gather round. My name is Uncle Ron. You've landed on my porch. Grab a chair, have a seat, get some coffee or some cold brew. Let's have a conversation about how to grow your business using organic digital marketing methods. I am here to give you the tips, tricks, and cheat codes that I personally use every single day to run and grow my businesses here in the middle of Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Last week, you got a greatest hits sampler. I recycled content that I had done before that had to do with productivity. I needed some extra juice in my life to be more productive last week. One of the things that I have told you repetitively on this podcast is to not be afraid to recycle and reuse content that you had made previously. I did that last week because I was experiencing technical difficulties. There was a need for me to migrate from an old hosting platform to where we are now delivering Uncle Ron's Porch from HubSpot. Being able to reuse those episodes last week made me more productive so that I could get that transition done and continue to provide value for you on a going forward basis. This week, we are going to go deeper with storytelling. I had the great pleasure last Thursday morning to hear a presentation about storytelling that resonated deeply with me. Now, the lady that I learned from, Miss Ally, who has a book about storytelling, her business is to help people write and publish books. We're not going to talk about writing and publishing books this week, but we are going to talk about lessons that resonated with me on the storytelling front that you can use both in your content creation and your sales process. Now, the first thing that we need to tackle is, why do we use stories in content creation and selling whatever your product or service is? The thing that you have to bear in mind is that stories allow us to create connections with other people in mass. If I'm talking to you one-on-one and I'm telling you a story, you're going to become emotionally involved if I'm doing a good job of that. You and I are going to create a one-on-one connection. You're going to ask me questions about this story. You're going to give me reactions about this story. You are going to look for clarification about the story. You want to know how it resolves. When you create content with these stories inside of them, you are doing that same exercise with a larger population where you're not having to do it in a one-on-one conversation. Stories allow us to show a transformation that the viewer or reader wants to grab for themselves. We are showing a transformation in the hero of the story that we tell, and it comes via a struggle that the hero has to endure to realize that gain, that transformation. This process of telling a story where you have a hero that is not yourself, it is not your business, it is not your product, it is not your service. It is the hero of the story who might happen to use your product or service, but they have a struggle, whether it's internal, emotional, whether it's physical and external. There's an emotional connection. There is a struggle that the hero has to endure and overcome to realize the gain that can be tied with that struggle. This transformation allows us to connect with that prospect or customer who is looking for a similar transformation and create rapport and connection before we ever even talk to them. Think about that for a moment. You can begin with a conversation and they already know about you, who you are, what your product or service can do, because they've seen that transformation that the hero of your story got to experience. When you think about this from my insurance agency, people have claims. They make claims because they have a problem in their life. They have a disaster in their life. They need to get that issue or problem solved. we can tell the story of how they overcame and realized the gain that comes with the transformation when that problem is solved, the claim is paid, their life, their home, their car, their business is put back together. That transformation allows the reader or the viewer of your video or the listener of your audio to understand what that transformation looked like and need it for themselves and know that it can be provided through you. That allows them to be the hero of their own story. That allows them to have that connection with you and your business. That allows them to see how your product or service can transform their own life to where they want to be. That is a powerful mechanism to loop them into your business, and you provide that solution for them. I'm Uncle Ron. You've been on my porch. We are going to break down 4 more lessons about storytelling this week that will allow you to grow your business, whether you're using this technique and concept in your sales process, your content creation, or your social media blasts. If you know you need stories in your life and you don't know how to put them together, even after we get through this week, go to sprocketops.com. Hit the contact form and let me know how I can help you put stories into your business so that you can conduct more sales over time. It's what Sprocket Expert Optimizations is doing for a dozen people today. They are seeing growth in their web traffic. They are seeing growth in their sales process, and they are getting to where they want to be. Tomorrow, here on the porch, we are going to talk about the one big problem. I'll see you then here on the porch.